If you want to become a social media manager in 2026, but you have zero experience, no marketing degree, no clients yet, and no idea where to start, this video is for you. But before we get into the actual steps, I want to say something that every beginner needs to hear. Social media management in 2026 is not just about knowing how to post anymore. Kasi ngayon, almost everyone can make a graphic. Lahat kaya ng mag-edit ng video. Lahat kaya ng gumawa ng captions through AI. Everybody can follow the trends. And everyone can say, I can manage your socials. So if you're starting from zero, your goal is not just to learn how to create content. Your goal is to become someone a business owner can actually trust. Someone who can help them organize their ideas, someone who understands their message, their business, and their goals. And no, hindi mo kailangang maging expert agad, but you do need to start with the right foundation. So in this video, I'll walk you through how to become a social media manager in 2026 with no experience. What I would personally do if I were starting again today, what skills you should focus on first, how to build proof kahit wala ka pang client, and how to start getting your first opportunities. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Noemi. I'm a social media manager and strategist for almost 5 years now, and also the founder of KN Studio, where we help creatives and business owners show up online with clarity, storytelling, and strategy that feels sustainable. And if you're trying to start your social media management journey this year, subscribe because this is exactly what we talk about here. So let's get into it. First, understand what changed in 2026. Before you start learning tools, creating your packages and offer, or maghanap ng clients, you need to understand what changed. Because yes, you can still become a social media manager in 2026 with no experience. Possible pa rin siya 100%, even if wala kang marketing degree, wala kang experience, hindi ka influencer, and even if you're just starting from home. But the role has changed. A few years ago, big advantage na talaga if marunong kang mag-Canva or mag-create ng graphics, if marunong kang gumawa ng mga captions, mag-edit ng videos, marunong kang mag-schedule ng posts, and you know how Instagram or Facebook works. Now, those skills are still helpful, but they are not enough to make you stand out because tools are easier to access now. AI or yung mga chat GPT can help with captions, napakadaming templates na pwedeng gamitin, napakadaming tools na mas madaling gamitin compare before. Tapos sobrang content ideas na and inspiration everywhere. So the question is not just about marunong ka bang gumawa ng post or marunong ka bang mag-create ng content. The better question is, do you know why that post should exist? That is where strategy comes in. Kaya if you wanna become a social media manager, hindi ka lang magtatanong na ano ba yung dapat nating i-post today? A good social media manager should ask, who are we talking to? What does this audience need right now? What does this brand want to be known for? What is the goal of this content? Is this post for reach, for likes, for brand awareness, or for conversion? And lastly, does this sound like the brand? That is the mindset shift. If you want to stand out in 2026, don't just learn how to post. Learn how to think behind the post. Kumbaga, if merong think outside the box, if SMM ka or social media manager ka, think behind the post. Baduy. Part 2, you don't need to be ready, but you need to start practicing. Now, baka iniisip mo, Noemi, beginner pa nga lang ako. Paano ako magiging strategic? And I get that. When I started, wala rin akong perfect roadmap. Hindi ko rin alam kung ano yung dapat gawin. Wala nga akong marketing degree and zero experience talaga when it comes to social media marketing. Wala akong malaking network or mga influence. And I didn't have everything figured out. Actually, my original plan was not to become a social media strategist or social media manager. My original plan was to sell coffee bottles. Yes, kape lang talaga yung gusto kong i-offer or kape lang talaga yung gusto kong ibenta before. And while I was building that small coffee business, I started creating content kasi 'di ba paano ko siya mabebenta if walang may alam na may product pala akong binebenta. So, nung nag-start yung coffee business na yon, sa bahay lang siya and walang physical store. So, yung transaction mostly online kasi I have to create content and post it para makita ng mga audience ko na may product and eventually magkaroon ako ng sales. And hindi ko alam na portfolio na pala yung page na nagawa ko. And looking back, that was one of the ways I started building proof. So, if you're starting from zero, I want you to stop waiting for someone to give you an experience. Kasi you can start creating your own experience now. Napakadaming ways na pwede mong simulan. You can practice on your own account. You can try creating mock projects or yung mga passion projects. If meron kang friend na may small business, pwede mo silang tulungan for a limited time. You can start building a content calendar, write captions, and edit graphics or videos. And eventually, you can study content and why it works. You may not have paid clients yet, but you can still show that you are learning intentionally. And that actually matters. Part 3, know what a social media manager actually does. I think one reason kung bakit yung mga beginners sa social media marketing is sobrang na-overwhelm or nahihirapan kasi they think that they have to do everything. Social media management for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, email marketing, ads, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, community management, engagement, everything. Girl, wait lang. Hinga ka muna. Because you don't need to offer everything. Yes, a social media manager can do many things, but you can understand the role in 3 simple layers. The first layer is content support. This includes creating graphics, writing captions, editing reels, scheduling posts, organizing the content calendar, and repurposing content. This is where many beginners start. The second layer is strategy support. This means helping a brand understand what to post, why they are posting it, who they're speaking to, and how each post supports the bigger goal. This is where you become more valuable. The third layer is brand and storytelling support. This means helping the brand sound like itself. Because sometimes the problem is not that the business has no content. Sometimes yung content nila is disconnected. Like hindi malinaw yung messaging, yung storytelling, ano ba yung vision ng mismong business, ano ba yung products na binebenta nila and why it matters. Kumbaga, walang direction, walang personality, walang authenticity, and walang malinaw na dahilan kung bakit ka mag-a-avail or bibili ng products or service nila. And when you can help a brand communicate better online, you become more than just someone who posts. You become a creative partner, a social media strategist. Again, you do not need to master all of this on day one. But you need to know and understand that social media management is not just about making things look nice or basta posting lang. It is about helping a brand, a business owner, show up with clarity. Part 4, the 5 skills you should focus on first. If you are starting or restarting in 2026, please do not try to learn everything all at once. Hindi mo kailangang ma-master agad-agad yung every platform, every tools, but you can start with 5 core skills first. So, I'm gonna share kung ano yung top 5 na dapat mong matutunan if you are starting your social media management career. The first skill is content strategy. This simply means understanding what to post and why. Kasi every content has its own purpose. May mga content for brand awareness, may content for engagement, may content for conversion. So when you plan your content, hindi pwedeng puro quotes lang or happy Monday. or anything na very generic, you need to ask, what does the audience need to hear? What does the business want to be known for? What problem can we solve through content? What story can we tell? What offer are we slowly leading people toward? And that's how content becomes more intentional. And this is one of the things that separates a beginner who only posts from someone who actually understands social media. The second skill is copywriting. And no, you don't need to write like a professional author. You just need to learn how to communicate clearly. Copywriting helps you write better hook, captions, call to actions, bio statement, offer description, and even real text. Kasi kahit gaano pa kaganda yung video editing mo or yung graphics mo, but if the messaging is not clear, the people or your audience will definitely just scroll. Simple way to practice this is to take one topic and write this in 5 different hooks. For example, ang topic mo is how to plan content as a small business owner. So, pwede kang magsulat ng 5 different hooks using just one core topic. So, for that topic, first hook natin is your content problem might not be inconsistency. Or pwede rin namang you don't need 30 content topics. You just need 3 content pillars. Or para mas engaging, third hook natin, pwede natin gamiting if posting feels heavy, you might be missing this. Blah, blah, blah. So yung ginawa natin, one core topic but in-expand natin siya into 3 different hooks. So doon mo matatest kung ano yung type of hooks yung mas magugustuhan ng audience or mas effective. So that is the skill. You're not just writing words, you're learning how to frame ideas. Third skill is short form video storytelling. Notice na ang sinabi ko is storytelling, not just video editing. Kasi in 2026, it's not just enough to learn how to edit content or create videos or use trending audio. You need to understand how to hold attention. Kasi usually, di ba, short form videos are more trending right now, but it creates shorter attention span. So dapat on the first few seconds, mag-grab mo na yung attention. And at the same time, you have to know kung paano sila magstay dun sa content mo. Hindi yung mag-scroll sila after a few seconds. You need to understand kung paano natin mare-retain yung attention nila para panoodin nila hanggang dulo yung video na ginagawa mo or yung video na pinost mo. A good video or short form video usually has these components. First one is a strong hook. Second, a clear point. Third, a reason to keep watching. Fourth, simple takeaway. And lastly, call to action. Ano ba yung gagawin nila after mapanood yung video? So instead of learning yung mga transitions effect, you need to start learning muna kung ano ba or paano ba mag-structure. So you need to identify kung bakit ba nag-stop mag-scroll yung mga tao sa specific video. What made them stay? What made them interested or hooked? How did they end the video? Why did I want to share or save it? Like, that's how you train your eye. Hindi ka lang basta nanonood. You need to be intentional, especially dun sa mga post na nakikita mo na nag-viral or really effective in social media. The fourth skill is basic analytics. So you need to know basic analytics. I know numbers can feel intimidating, kaya nga ako nag-psychology kasi ayoko ng math, ayoko ng mga numbers. But sa analytics, you don't need to be a data analyst. You just need to understand what the numbers are telling you. So wala namang extra or extravagant na computation dito. Just need to look at the numbers. So, for example, if yung isang post, maraming saves, possible na useful siya or valuable siya since marami siyang saves. If maraming comments, possible na engaging yung content na yon. Kaya yung mga audience, nagko-comments, diba? Engage sila dun sa actual posts. Or if a video naman or a reel has a low retention, kita nyo bumabagsak yung graph. Pag nakita nyo dun sa graph na bumabagsak siya, maybe the hook was not strong enough. If maraming views yung content pero low naman yung sales, possible na yung content for conversion is may kulang. So, yung point ko is yung analytics yung nagtutulong or tumutulong sa'yo para hindi ka manghula. Overall, analytics help you stop guessing kasi meron kang data and solid numbers kung bakit nag-work yung certain post at hindi. And when you can explain simple insights to clients, 'di ba? Mas nagiging credible ka, mas nagiging professional ka sa clients mo. And the fifth and last skill is systems. I feel like this is so underrated. Social media management is creative, yes, but it also needs organization, needs system. You need to learn how to organize your content ideas, gumawa ka ng structure for content, calendars. You need to know how to store your files properly, manage yung approvals. Behind every post should have a system. Kasi if wala, if sabog yan, ending, mababurn out ka. Kasi yung brains mo has to work lagi. Kumbaga, kailangan iisipin mo pa palagi kung ano yung next step. Unlike if meron ka ng system in place na kung ano yung ginagawa mo. If may client na pumasok, paano mo kukunin yung ideas, paano mo i-organize yung files, paano ka magpo-post and whatnot. So, systems are very, very vital for a social media manager. And most of the time, clients are not hiring you, not just because you can create content or manage their socials. They are hiring you for peace of mind. Kasi 'di ba, they have their own workload, meron silang business na hinahandle. So, you have to let them know na, kumbaga, in good hands na yung socials nila. Kasi you have the system in place na ikaw na yung bahala sa lahat and the client can focus on their thing. And if you can make their content process more lighter, that is valuable. Now, let's talk about experience. Most of you are asking, paano ako magkaka-client if wala akong experience? But I want you to ask a better question. How can I show that I can do the work even before someone hires me? That is where proof comes in. So yung proof na yon, napakadami mong pwedeng gawin. So number one, yung mga nabanggit ko kanina, pwedeng your own account, pwede kang gumawa ng mock project or passion project, pwede kang tumulong sa small business owner na ikaw muna yung mag-handle ng account nila in exchange for a possible testimonial. At least meron ka kaagad testimonial na share sa portfolio mo or sa clients mo. And another proof that you can build is your own content calendar. So if wala kang business, you can start creating your own social media manager account. Like, ikaw mismo yung business owner sa account na ginawa mo. So, that's how you can start practicing and learning your skills. Yung 5 core skills na binanggit ko kanina. So, if you don't have any clients, you can start with something that you can control. Since we're talking about 2026, we need to talk about AI. AI is not something to be afraid of, but it is not something you should fully depend on. Kasi AI can help you brainstorm ideas, create content, write better captions, repurpose content, generate hooks, but AI should not replace your thinking, your creative sauce. Use AI just for support, but it should not replace your own thoughts. Kasi ngayon, lahat puro AI, di ba? And if someone nakita yung AI, possible, nag-scroll na lang sila agad kasi AI, super generic. Kaya tayo sa social media manager, we need to add the human layer. So our job is to add human layer. Yes, we use AI, but we still know how to use it properly or wisely. So naalala ko dati, meron akong client na tinanong niya sa akin kung ano yung take ko about AI. Kasi everybody is afraid na daw with AI kasi it can replace your job. But sabi ko, I am actually happy kasi AI can help you create faster. It can help you organize your thoughts, but it can never replace you, especially in the creative space, right? You really have to position yourself as someone who can actually do the work with or without AI. But again, AI is very useful, especially kapag marami kang inahandle na clients, napakalaking factor na meron kang AI or automation para mas maging madali or mas maging, para mas yung process mo is more easier and faster. Before we wrap up, these are the mistakes that I would avoid if I were starting as a social media manager in 2026. Mistake number one, trying to learn everything all at once. You don't have to pressure yourself na kailangan alam mo na lahat agad-agad in a small amount of time. So you need to have maybe a timeline. So gumawa ka ng sarili mong roadmap in a week or in a month. So maglagay ka ng deadline for each skills na gusto mong matutunan. But you have to know kung ano yung priority mo, let's say for each week or for each day. Ano yung skills na dapat mong matutunan. So kasi iba-iba tayo ng timeline, iba-iba tayo ng learning skills and lifestyle. 'Di ba? So kung ano yung nag-work for you might not work for me. So you have to know by trying. So maybe if nalilito ka pa rin, maybe you can just start by one platform first and one skill first. So if medyo overwhelmed ka pa rin sa 5 skills na sinabi ko, start with one muna. Pili ka ng one platform and one core skills first. Once you are comfortable with that, then you can start adding in more. Mistake number 2, waiting until you feel ready. You probably won't feel ready at the beginning. And that's normal. Nung nag-start ako, hindi naman talaga ako marunong. Hindi ako ready. Sobrang kinakabahan palagi. Sobrang aligaga. But you need to just start. Just start. Mistake number 3, copying everyone else's content and offers. So if meron kang nakitang magandang content, magandang offers, or ang ganda ng offer ng social media manager na to, or ang ganda ng pagkakagawa ng content na to, take inspiration from it, but do not copy it. So, take as much as inspiration na gusto mo, i-save mo lang ng i-save yung mga content na gusto mo, and then eventually pag-aralan mo kung bakit mo siya gusto. Ano ba yung katulad ng mga binanggit ko kanina, pag-aralan mo yung content, study mo, and create your own version. Last mistake, not practicing. Watching tons of videos is helpful, but at some point, you need to actually create. Kailangan mong i-practice kung ano yung natutunan mo. Huwag ka lang makinig, manood, i-execute mo lahat ng mga natututunan mo. In that way, malalaman mo kung ano yung nag-work for you and ano yung hindi. Last mistake is giving up too early. Baka kasi first post mo pa lang, tapos walang views, mag-give up ka na. But seriously, you need to learn how to be patient din. Kasi 'di ba, nagta-try ka pa lang, nag-start ka pa lang, and good things take time. You need to be kind to yourself and magbigay ka ng room for learning and improving. Kasi ako, nung nag-start ako, sobrang messy, ang awkward mag-content, ang awkward magsalita sa camera, nakakakabang makipag-usap sa client, but that is just a phase. Mabaga, part siya ng growth mo, and you'll never know unless you try, diba? So, keep creating, keep learning. So, if you want to become a social media manager in 2026 with zero experience, remember this. You don't need a marketing degree. You don't need to know everything. You don't need a huge following. But you do need to start building proof. How? Create mock projects. Start creating your own account. Start designing, start editing, start doing storytelling, and put yourself out there. And most importantly, learn how to think strategically. Because the best social media managers in 2026 will not just be the ones who know how to post. They will be the ones who know how to listen, understand, strategize, organize, communicate, and create content with purpose. So maybe you can start with one skill, one project, one post, one message, and that's how it starts. Not all at once, just one clear step at a time. If this video helped you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be creating more videos about creating your portfolio, building your offers, finding your first client, creating content calendars, and more. And I want to know where you are right now. Please comment starting from zero if you're just starting out, or comment building my portfolio if you are already practicing, or comment looking for clients if that's the part you need help with next. I will read your comments and I will use that to plan the next videos. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.